The Brutal Reality of Japan's Death Penalty by Wisefool channel. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's watch it.
Imagine waking up every morning in a narrow, cold prison cell. You're rarely allowed to leave this room. Every day looks exactly the same, but you're not just locked up. You're waiting for something far worse. You know that one day you will be executed. You just don't know when. Days, months, even years pass. And every night you go to sleep with the unbearable thought that tomorrow could be your last. What sounds like a terrifying nightmare is the harsh reality for nearly 100 death row inmates in Japan. And yet, Japan is widely regarded as one of the safest countries in the world, known especially for its high quality of life. Still, alongside the United States, Japan remains the only developed country that continues to carry out executions. And it does so in an extremely disturbing way. So what exactly makes Japan's death penalty so cruel? To understand that, we need to go back to the very beginning, to the question, how does Japan treat someone who commits a crime? Japan's harsh justice system doesn't just reveal itself in prison, it begins immediately after someone is accused. In most Western countries, suspects are given a lawyer, have the right to remain silent, and go through a fair legal process in court. In Japan, things are different. The country uses a system called Daio Kangoku. Under this system, you are not presumed innocent until proven guilty. Instead, you're treated as guilty from the start and pressured into confessing by any means necessary.
Oh my god,
in practice,
it looks like
this
my
means
country.
You're placed in police custody, where a brutal interrogation phase begins, so severe that even human rights organizations have warned about it. While in countries like Germany or the US, suspects are only held briefly, Japanese suspects can be interrogated by police for up to 23 consecutive days, and the way they're treated is often inhumane. They are not allowed a lawyer during questioning, nor can they refuse to speak. On top of that, they're subjected to psychological torment, sometimes deprived of sleep, isolated from family and friends, and mentally broken to the point where they can no longer...
Wow, it sounds marvelous! Sounds marvelous. I mean, if you did committed something to deserve life, a death penalty, like, for example, murdering someone, yes, I hope you have more of this, not less. You guys may not agree with me, but whatever, this is what I think, okay? For me, someone who killed someone deserves nothing less than the death sentence, okay? Like, you killed, you deserve to die. For me, simple as that, okay? And that's why, for this and many other reasons, I say I'm not a good Christian. But yeah, I'm still a human, you know? I have feelings. And for me, what hits me the most living in this fucking horrible country that I live in is the lack of justice. So yeah, when I see people reaping for what they saw, yes, it makes me very, very much happy. Very, very, very much happy. And this is why, I like this very much. We could bring this to here, but no, they prefer to copy countries like China, not countries like Japan, yes. This is my country.
Clearly present their side of the story. There are even reports of suspects being forced to confess, often just to escape the unbearable situation. Once they've confessed, they go to trial, and from that moment, they have virtually no chance of avoiding punishment. Japan has a conviction rate of 99%. That means nearly everyone is found guilty.
What the fuck?
And in the worst cases...
Oh my god, I hope you guys, I hope you never get arrested for something you did not, you know, like falsely accused of something like, you know that things happens in every country, you know? Like, wow, but even so, we know that this happens in the least of the cases. It's not in the majority. Well, let's live in countries like mine where, like, freedom is very much relative, oh my god, relative. So yeah, it can be misinterpreted, yeah. And every understanding varies on the day and the mood of the judge, yes.
Sentenced to death. This happens because cases are rushed through the courts, and it's much easier to rely on a confession than to conduct a full investigation. Even worse, retrials are incredibly rare. So if someone ends up on death row wrongfully, they have almost no chance of ever getting out. Even minors aren't spared. A few years ago, 19-year-old Teruhiko Seki was sentenced to death for murder, even though at the time 19
When I think it's 19.
was still considered a minor in Japan. But what makes Japan's death penalty truly brutal isn't just the way people are convicted, it's what happens afterward. Because what goes on behind the closed doors of Japan's prisons is shocking. Death row inmates are never told when they will be executed. Decades often pass between sentencing and execution, with prisoners forced to expect their death at any moment.
Oh my god!
Japan's oldest death row inmate is already 85 years old and still waiting for his sentence to be carried out. In most cases, inmates only find out on the very morning of their execution that they will die that day. So what exactly is life like on Japan's death row? The cell that becomes your permanent home.
I don't think it's very effective. I mean, even for like psychological effects. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that does actually matters. I don't see the psychological effect of it on someone like that is in that condition. I mean, no, I don't see the importance of it. It's like if the person got the death penalty, just like give it after, not so fast, but I mean, it wouldn't have to be that fast if the person had some actually chance of defending themselves, you know? Because yeah, people use that. Sometimes they arrest people that are actually it's like I said, sometimes like it's not the most of the cases, but some cases happens that you arrest the wrong person, you know? So I think you need to wait like for some months and maybe 1 year, but not more than that. This is so ridiculous. Like this doesn't make any sense at all. Like why you gonna kill someone by death penalty when the person is already like 85 years old or so? Like what the fuck? That person either doesn't care anymore at this point. It's like he's about to die already. Like what's the meaning of this? I don't understand. Oh, but the person lived through all of those years on the jail, on the cell, thinking that the next day he would die. Oh, come on. Probably after the 5 or 6, the 5th or 6th, oh my god, I can't pronounce that. I don't know the reason. Yeah, after 5 or 6 years, that person probably doesn't care anymore at this point, you know? Like, or even less. I think after 1 year, that person like will think, I mean, because our brains work like that. They know that we cannot like keep thinking on the same stuff like over and over again. So like you may think about that like from time to time, but the most time it passes, the less often you think about that. And even though when that thought come back, it would not have the same weight as before, you know. So yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is that is useless. If they do this on purpose for the people like be suffering, thinking every single day of the day that they're gonna die, I think this is so fucking ridiculous. It's my opinion. I mean, I think there is no difference at all, like in that case at least. So or you give them like, I don't know, like a death penalty. Oh, I don't know, you throw him on jail like permanently. I don't think this kind of works. I mean, it's effective like would last than 2 years or so, but I mean, it's my opinion here, okay? You guys can disagree with that, but yeah.
Is so bare that you can do nothing but sleep in it. A thin mat serves as your bed, and a single hook on the wall is where you hang your clothes.
Yeah, I mean, prisons are meant to be bad. Good. It's very good that it's like that, so you don't commit crimes, you know? Yeah, if it's too much comfortable, everyone would want to commit a crime to go there, you know? Yeah, that's very nice.
If you're lucky, you may be allowed a few very limited personal belongings. In winter, you freeze, there's no heating. In summer, the heat becomes unbearable, There's no air conditioning either. All furniture has rounded edges to eliminate any chance of suicide. Most inmates develop severe mental illness after a few years on death row, but there's no way out. One striking example of this psychological damage is Iwao Hakamada. Now 89, he spent half his life on death row after being sentenced to death in 1968 for allegedly killing 3 members of his family. Years later, it was revealed he was innocent. He was eventually acquitted after 48 years on death row, something that is almost unheard of in Japan. He became the longest-serving death row inmate in Japanese history. But even though Iwao is free now, he is no longer the same person. A psychologist diagnosed him with a mental disability caused by his years in solitary confinement.
Oh my God. You see, this is one of the few cases that I'm talking about, you know. This is one of the few cases. Of course, this is not the majority, but... And that's, this makes me think like the video is kind of a bit biased, you know? It clearly wanna shows like the death penalty is something not good, but I mean, this happens in every country, and the problems we have, you always will have to weight decisions to see which one is the worst. I mean, of course, it's not good to have innocent people happen these things to innocent people, but you have to make efforts in prevent that the wrong person is arrested, and not like, oh, I would not give deaf person to no one because of these few cases that this happens, you know. No, you then make more efforts in like arresting the right person, not the wrong one, you know. That's it. That's how you fix things. There is nothing wrong with that. I mean, because they have death penalty, and because they make use of that, like, with frequency, this make people think twice, or even maybe many more times before committing a crime, because that can happen with them. That's how you do justice, by example. Not throwing everyone in the jail, like this also like makes problems with taxpayer money and etc. and blah blah blah. You need to pay for that person to be feed and etc. You know, like to have food and all. Like, yeah, this also fixes this problem as well.
He no longer speaks, not even now that he's free.
I think I talked about this many times already.
The state paid him around 1.5 million euros in compensation, but he hardly uses the money.
It's not much.
Instead, he spends his time walking through the city for hours every day, simply enjoying the freedom he was once denied. The time leading up to execution feels endless, because inmates live in total isolation. They are held in solitary confinement with no contact with other prisoners. They spend nearly 24 hours a day alone, not allowed to speak to anyone unless spoken to.
And now, in case of an innocent person that passed through a situation like that, like him, for example, it might be so unbearable to be in situation. Imagine like you being arrested for so much time, thinking every single day that you've done nothing to be in that situation, you know? That you're really, really innocent and you really know yourself deep inside of you. Like, I did nothing. Imagine this boiling inside of you every single day in that cell. This is something abhorrent. But now actual criminals paying for what they done? No. I'm happy they suffer in there, like, before being condemned or whatever. You can think whatever of me. I will still be honest with my thoughts and my feelings here, okay? Yeah, that's it. It's how I think. Yeah.
First. They can't even talk to prison guards unless permitted. Visits from family or friends are extremely rare. All day long, the inmate sits on the floor of the cell, alone in silence. There is no TV, no radio. You're not allowed to move freely or engage in any of the hobbies you once enjoyed. Your daily routine is completely controlled by the prison. Every morning, you're woken by guards shouting and loud classical music. After that, your only task is to sit still and remain silent. Unlike regular inmates, death row prisoners aren't even allowed to work. You rarely get fresh air. Only twice a week for 30 minutes can you go outside for exercise in a fenced-off yard. That's your only glimpse of the outside world.
I think it's right, because if they were in death penalty, probably they killed like I don't even know if killing just one person is enough to them to get death penalty. I think you have to kill more than that. So what I'm trying to say is that they were way more dangerous than the other person, the other people arrested. So of course, it's not good to mix these people together with the others. Of course not.
There's no privacy either. Even when you lie in bed, someone is watching through cameras or peepholes in the door, even at night.
And I find it very nice that they had to work there. I knew that already, but here prisoners do nothing, just consume our money inside there, like, and do whatever they want, even use cell phones, whatever they want really, like literally everything. It's like they own the fucking prison, you know?
Given these conditions, some death row inmates might even begin to long for execution. But even their final day is full of psychological torment, even before the act itself. Often prisoners are informed just hours before that they'll be executed that day. Shortly after receiving this news, they are handed white clothing. In Japanese culture, white symbolizes death. Wearing this outfit, the inmate is escorted to the room where they'll spend their final moments. They're allowed to write a short farewell letter and eat a small final meal. But unlike in the US, this is not a last meal of their choosing. The inmate must pick something from the standard prison menu. A guard then reads out the official execution order and the prisoner is taken to the execution chamber. The room is sterile, like an operating room. No windows, no natural light. A blue curtain is the last thing the inmate sees before being blindfolded. They are then led behind the curtain, where one thing stands out, a red square on the floor. That's where the prisoner is placed. It marks the trap door. This is where the gallows await, because in Japan, execution is carried out by hanging. With hands bound, a 3-centimeter thick rope is placed around the inmate's neck. In an adjacent room, 3 officers each press one of 3 buttons. Only one button activates the trapdoor, so none of them knows who triggered the mechanism. The floor gives way, and the inmate falls, breaking their neck. Did you expect Japan's death penalty to be this cruel? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and leave a like if you found this video interesting. Bye, and see.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tailed fox tier member, Zalost, and my 3-tailed fox tier members, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, and Radmuiel, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Oh, yeah. I mean, you reap what sow. What else could I say in this situation? If you've done something wrong, yeah. Good for you. Yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys, well, yeah, I think I'm not good to say hope you guys enjoy, because a lot of people will find this very sad and all, but I don't, I'm sorry. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check the links below, Patreon, Squad, Ko-Fi, and Tron. Support me so I can get the fuck out of here as fast as possible. And if you're gonna do that, please use Tron, Ko-Fi, or Patreon instead of YouTube, like super thanks on etc, because that's least helpful. And yeah, that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, good night.